Hello.
How do you rate?
This is our last video we'll do for a while with Birmingham in the background, isn't it?
No. I'm sure we'll have another one next week. And we'll find something in between during the year.
So yes, welcome to this week's video.
Hello, how are we? Nice to see you again.
We've had a bit of a rocky year so far. Glad we got out of January into February.
The only way is up. There's a song in there somewhere.
There is, isn't there? So this week's video is about the boating disaster that we had a couple of weeks ago. We had a fire and a flood. So watch to find out more.
Push the button, ring the bell. It's free to you, the world and Birmingham. Even the fire and the flood.
We're having a week of things not working. So we've had to order a new grate for the fire because that snapped. Our hot water heater isn't working. So we're just having to rely on the engine power for hot water. And now our bilge pump isn't working either. Everything's falling apart. New year.
It's winter. That's what it is. Winter.
So the bilge pump is pumping, making the noise of pumping.
It's spinning.
But it's not actually removing any water from the bilge. So that's today's challenge. We do have a electric pump that we bought off Amazon that we do use for putting fuel into the tank with if we're putting it in out of jerry cans. So worst case scenario, if Paul can't get this pump working, so we'll have to use that to empty the bilge for a while until this is sorted.
But we're probably on an age now where things are going to start breaking.
Yeah, I mean the boat's 16 years old now and it does just seem to be wear and tear and age-related changes. Sounded like a nurse then.
I was going to say, it sounds like a human being.
I think we're all suffering age-related changes, aren't we, at the moment?
Yeah, I'm all right.
So we'll let you know how he gets on and if he manages to get it working or not. Thankfully, master of everything has managed to get the bilge pump working and our boat can have a wee again now. That's a good sound. Excuse the dust in the air, that's the joys of doing stuff with the fire, but Paul's just put in the new grate in to replace the broken one. He did just burn himself on the broken one because he forgot it just come out the fire.
Well, it's only because all the coals were...
Looks like it's snowing in here. It's minus whatever it is outside and the canal has frozen. But because of the dust, it looks like it's snowing in here.
I'm sure it is, I'm sorry. I need to make it dusty. Trying to do this without burning myself on
that's
my
the joys of it being as cold as it is at the moment, isn't it?
But seeing... I'm sure there's an easy way of doing this. It came apart easier.
That's because it broke.
It was in 2 bits, yeah.
So for those of you that don't live on a boat or have a different design fire on your boat, this central piece of the grill is attached to a handle on the outside that we pull in and out, which allows the ash to go, or encourages the ash to go down through the grate and collect in the tray below, so that you've got airflow in your fire. There is a posh word for it, but I can't remember what it is at the moment. I'll look it up and put it. Riddle, that's it. So you can riddle your fire.
I've put it on the wrong way around. Obviously, because it sits on the lugs here.
Yeah.
But it's not sitting on the lugs because I've put it in back to front. So it must go that way. Which would then like to sit.
There we go. job done. Can get the fire lit again now so we don't freeze.
Yeah.
We've had a disaster. We finished cruising. We've only come a mile and a half down the canal, so we've only been cruising for 20 minutes. I came in the boat to the sound of the water pump and the sight of a boat full of water down this end and smoke. One of the wires under the sink for the lighting in the bathroom has shorted out, has been smouldering and has melted our water pipe. So yeah, disastrous. Another big clean up and mend up operation. I had cleaned the inside of the boat whilst we were filling with water, and I was going to wash the floors, but this wasn't quite what I meant for washing the floors. This is inside the cupboard under the sink. You can see it's been smouldering away and melted the water pipe. We've had a really, really lucky escape. Such a good job we were on board. Here we go then, the joys of having to get jobs done, get our water pipe repaired.
Do they actually know what's gone on?
Yes, because we've shown the tidy up operation when we flooded. So this is the next stage. Obviously we're now 2 days later. We'd had to put everything back in the cupboard because there's nowhere else to store it otherwise. So now we're having to empty the cupboard back out again. Now we've got the pipe needed. So Paul can replace the piece of pipe that burned and hopefully we can get water again.
Basically, we've already started and we've just realised the fact that we haven't done anything. So the pipe, don't know whether you can see, but that's the actual hole where it melted and the water came out. Not very big, but big enough to cause a flood. You can see the scarring of the smoke from the actual heat and flame.
We were lucky the fire was where it was, really, because it does mean that we had an inbuilt sprinkler system.
Well, yes.
And the water was obviously coming out the pipe, which did stop everything properly igniting. It's just horrible to think of what could have been. We could have lost everything.
Yeah. So basically what we've done is I've gone out and got a 3 metre length of pipe.
But that wasn't straightforward, was it? Because the pipe we had wasn't made anymore, is it? The fittings, because the boat's 16 years old.
The fittings aren't made anymore, so when we got to the actual city plumbing that we went to, so there was the it's mad, isn't it? The stopcock sat slightly higher than the actual leak, otherwise I could have just turned it off instead of turning the whole of the water off over the last couple of days. But apparently the fittings at the top are not made anymore, so the one at the bottom isn't made either. HEP 02, I believe it would have been Hepworth, but the screw fits, they don't do them, so we're having to do a push fit. Hopefully that one will still retain, otherwise I might have to go back out and buy another push fit and then change everything underneath there. But I've trimmed down the 3 metre length of pipe to fit the length of that one. That's the new fitting that just pushes on, and on either end, that little black piece is the bit that sits inside the actual pipe. Can you see that in the light? Yeah. Okay, so I bought 3 of them, one for there, one for the bottom of there, and I've got a spare one, and I think I might have been able to rescue one of the ones off the old pipe. So what I'm going to have to do is go underneath, change the fittings at the bottom, disconnect it, take it out, take the fittings off, and then just push these 2 back in, which will give us the water connection. It's one of them ones of like it actually pulls back out and actually holds itself. So that's that one. Let's hope it works and it doesn't pop off. We're going to fit a brand new stop tap just for safety, because apparently the old fittings were decommissioned in being produced 15-16 years ago. The boat's 18 years, so allowing for perishment and us not changing that, it might be worth just doing, just to be on the safe side, and then fit it together, and then all being well, I'll show you when we turn it back on. Tash to turn around. Like, we will have the towels at the ready. because we've actually turned it off at the water tank with what's left. Tash might be able to go into the bin and get the bit of light fitting that I've cut off for that created all the problem, and then I'm going to take the lights out eventually so we don't have a repeat. But you'll see how easy it is for stuff to just go wrong, and you'll understand it when you see the light fitting. But it might be a piece of video that she just does separately instead of wombling down there to the bin. Alright, this was for you, not for like that, but like the stock top cock's turned on. Alright, but it's a case of like, you'll need to watch this join, them two joins on the stock cock, and that down the bottom, okay?
To make sure we don't get another flood.
Yeah.
We have got some white roll at the ready, and some towels as well, just in case it all spurts out and Paul has to turn it back off again.
Okay. So Tash has gone to turn the water pump on now that we've turned the water on. Yeah. Not that we can see anything in there. Hang on. Right, there we go. Head torch works wonderfully. If I do that, and then that's so far so good. And then we do that with the head torch and touch around that one and that one. So far so good. Right, let's do. I haven't turned the tap on yet because I haven't got up there. I've just turned the. If you turn the tap on,
yeah,
might work. Yeah, it seems to be. Go back down and just check down here. I think we've got success.
That's good.
How are we doing? All right. Just keep you up and in tune with what's going on. We are okay. Just because you haven't seen us, heard from us, or been about us, haven't seen no posts or anything, we are okay. Bike time. Tyres, let's do a little bit. Still running, aren't we?
Well, you are.
I am,
bike's
yeah.
gone again, so I'm not at the moment.
So like, we are okay. We're just having to do a little bit of running around. Sorry.
Okay.
So we're not trying to avoid you, but don't worry, we are okay.
We were so lucky. That could have been so much worse if we weren't on board when it happened.
Yeah, towels are a wonderful thing.
Yeah, so used every towel we owned to mop up the flood.
And then running's even better.
Yeah, with a rucksack full of wet towels.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is all sorted now.
Yeah. So what are we on with?
So I don't know, it's down to you next week, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
I'm away working, so
yeah. Hey ho. Well, we'll wait and see what happens then.
thank you for your support. We really do appreciate it. Thank you to all our subscribers. Please subscribe if you haven't done already.
Yeah, we start moving out of Birmingham this week. It's slowly, but like with Tash being away, it's like logistical workings now. So I'll move to places, then like big lock days. Somebody will come home just for a couple of days extra work.
So as challenging as it is, we will try our best to keep all the socials going.
And I apologise in advance for the video footage and speaking.
It's a learning curve, isn't it?
Everything's a learning curve.
So have a good week, and we'll see you next week.
Push the button, ring the bell. It's free to you, me, the world. And don't forget, you can get the cleaning products as well.
See you next week. Have
See
a
you
good
later.
one. Bye.
Take care. Bye.